Hi everyone, welcome back to Chusk Up Engineering. We're back again with another video on 2D drawings with Creo Parametric. In this video again, I have a technical drawing that I'll be attempting to sketch in Creo Parametric. It's in 2D, so we're going to be only doing 2D sketching and not 3D modeling, which will come later in this series. So yeah, without any further ado, we're going to jump in it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the plane in which I'm going to be making the drawing, making the sketch, sorry. So I'm going to select the front either from here on the left, or I can literally select it from here, whichever plane I want to sketch in, and then I can click the sketch button over here or over here so that I can get into the sketch mode. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I'm looking at this plane in perpendicular. So I'm going to click this button, which is going to give us a sketch view or a view from the top. So as always, the first thing I'm going to try and identify here is the a line of symmetry or any axis of symmetry around which the part is going to be symmetrical. So it is very obvious that the part is symmetric around this axis, right? So you only have to draw one half of it, and then you can do the mirror command, and it's going to be copied or mirrored on the other side as well. So I'm gonna initially what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a center line over here like this. I'll try and make the origin at the center of the circle, these two circles as well, and from here I'm gonna start referencing everything else, all the dimensions. So yeah, we can and also I already have this drawing printed out in front of me, but obviously for you guys I can link the technical drawing in the description as well, so you can find it over here if you want to practice on your own. So we can start drawing it up. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a center line. I'm going to select this option and then draw a center line from here to here. It's going to be vertical, and you can see that this is our plane. Since we're only doing a 2D sketch, so we don't really need to see the planes. So I'm going to click this button, date and display filters, and then I'm going to uncheck this plane display so that we have a more clarity on things when we sketch. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I have made the center line here. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this circle and this arc, and I'm not gonna make an arc. I'm gonna make a circle, and then I'm gonna delete the things that we don't need. So the first circle is the inner circle is a radius 20 units, and then the outer circle is a radius 32. So I'm gonna select the circle command, the center end point. I'm gonna use this point as the origin as a center of the circle, and then I'm gonna make a circle. I'm gonna turn on this dimensions and constraints display so that I know what we're doing here. The radius, so you can see that this symbol, that this means that this is showing the diameter, so we need to convert it into radial measurements. So I'm gonna click this once, and I'm gonna click this button to convert the diameter to radius. So the diameter, the radius of the inner, so initially we're gonna make the inner circle first. So the radius of this is 20. So we're gonna change that. Oops, not 200. There we go. I'm gonna zoom it a bit. The next thing I'm gonna do is, so if I accidentally, click on it, you can see that this can change the radius value. To avoid that and to retain the value that I need, I'm gonna left click it once, and then I'm gonna lock this dimension, so that if I accidentally or intentionally try and drag it, so it's not gonna change its value or position. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the outer circle, the outer arc basically. So I'm gonna make the full circle, and then I'm gonna delete the rest of these sections. So it's 32 units radius. I'm gonna select this circle again, select the center point again, and then make a circle. Press escape to come out of the circle command, and then I'm gonna again do the same thing, left click, and then change the dimension to radial dimension, and then select it as 32.0. Again, this can still move, so I'm gonna make it 32 again, and then I'm gonna lock this dimension. Perfect. So you can see that it cannot move now. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this circle and this one as well. So similar to these ones. So the inner circle is a radius 8.5, and the outer one is a radius 15. So I'm going to make the inner circle and then the outer circle. Okay, so the outer circle was a radius 15. And then the inner circle was of radius 8.5. Perfect. And then I can lock these dimensions as well. Perfect. Now, so we've got this dimension here. So this is given over here. So the distance between the centers of these two circles is 65. So I can change that as well. 65. Perfect. Again, I can still change this dimension by moving it. So I can change it back, and then I need to lock it as well. So I'll lock this dimension up quickly. Perfect. Okay, now, so as you remember, the first thing I did here, I mentioned was, that this part is symmetrical around this vertical axis. So I don't really need this half of the circle, of the circles, the 4 circles. So I'm going to select the delete segment, and then I'm going to click once, and then I can, drag it along the segments that I don't need. I'm going to release the mouse button, and you can see that it's all split in half. All the dimensions have been retained over here. So I can spread these out so I can see them clearly. Okay, now the next thing, you can see that we've got this line here which is joining tangentially over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the line command, and then I can select any point on the circle. So you can see that this small what do you call it, picture here. So it means that it is a constraint. This constraint is called the coincident constraint, which means that the point that I'm about to choose for the line, the start point of the line is going to lie on the circle, which means that it's not gonna there's not going to be any gap between the line and the circle. The point is gonna lie on the circle. So I'm going to select the start point. I can select the next point as well. So again, you can see that there's a coincident constraint, which means that the end point is also going to lie on the circle as well. Okay, so now you can see that this line is not tangentially joining it, these two circles. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to select this line. I'm going to press Control, and then I'm going to select this arc as well. So over here you can see that you've got a tangent constraint. You can select it, and it's going to make it tangent to the arc. Again with this point as well. So you can see in the drawing that this is tangentially joining to both the arcs. So again, I'm going to select this, hold Control, select this arc as well, and then select the tangent command. And now it's fully constrained. It's not going to move anywhere. I don't need these sections, these segments of these arcs. So I'm going to select the delete segment again, select this, and select this. So it trims off these points, where the line joins the arc. So press escape to deselect this, and now we've got the central portion of the half of the central portion of this drawing. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make these two circles, but also you can notice that these circles lie along this line, along either side of this horizontal line. So what I can do is I can only make one circle, and then I'm going to mirror it on the other side as well. So I'm only going to make these two concentric circles. Concentric means that these two circles have a common center. So this circle is going to be a radius 5, the inner circle, and then the outer circle is going to be a radius 13. I can make a circle anywhere, then make another circle which makes it constrained. Perfect. Press escape. Now, so we've got two diameter dimensions. We need to convert them into radius. So the outer circle was 13, and then we need to convert this into radius as well, and then the inner circle was 5. Perfect. Now, so we need to, okay, I need to lock these up as well. 13, lock this dimension, and then lock this as well, so that they don't change their radius. So one thing you can notice that they're not changing their radius, but they're changing their vertical and horizontal position in reference to this center line and this axis. So looking at the drawing, you can see that the distance between the center of this circle and this circle is the horizontal distance between the centers of this circle and this circle is 50 units. So I can fix that 50.0. I can again lock this so that it doesn't move. And now you can notice that it's only moving in vertical direction. So we can fix that as well. As I mentioned, that this circle is, these two circles are equally spaced around this axis, which means that, you know, this 36 units of distance between the centers of these two circles is going to have an 18 unit distance from around this imaginary axis. So half 36 is going to be 18. So I'm going to make this 18.0. Perfect. And then lock it so that it doesn't move. So now you can see that this is fully constrained and it's not going to go anywhere. So this is the axis that I was mentioning, around which around which these two circles are going to be mirrored. So I'm going to select these two. I'm going to use the mirror command, and then I'm going to select this so that it can be mirrored across it. Perfect. So the next thing you can see here is this arc. We can make this arc using a circle. So I'm going to use a circle. I'm going to pick any point on this axis, and I'm going to keep going till it gives me this circle. So you can see in the circle that this is the tangency constraint, which means that it's going to make this arc, it's going to join, this circle is going to join the green circle at just one point, which is going to be tangent to it. And obviously that tangency constraint is going to be applying over here as well, because obviously they both are equally displaced in around this axis. So the radius of this arc would be 15. I'm going to change this to 15.0 and I will lock it. Perfect. So I don't need the rest of it, so I'm going to use the delete segment and cut it off. So delete the rest of it. Perfect. So I can lock it. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to make this line, which you can notice that this is going tangent from here and then joining to this point. So I'm going to select the line. I'm going to select this point and then keep going till it joins over here. Press escape. And then you can notice that this, because the tangency constraint and the coincident constraint are activated, which means that this line is tangent to the circle and this point is lying on the circle. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this circle as well. So it's going to be similar to this one. This arc is going to be similar to this arc. I'm going to make a circle and then I'm going to delete the rest of the circle to make this tangent arc, which is tangent to this arc and this circle as well. So the radius of this arc is 20. So again, I'm going to make a circle. I can make this circle tangent to this circle and press escape, and then I can select this and select this arc, and I can use the tangency command to make this tangent to it as well. Now I can see, so that the radius of this arc was 20 units, so I can convert it into radius and then give it a new value. Perfect. And then I need to delete the rest of this section so that it only gives us this arc. Perfect. And then I can lock this dimension. Oops, sorry. It's acting weird. Okay, so lock it up. Perfect. So the only thing left now is this. So for this, I can use the 3-point circle, which is going to be over here. So in this drawing, you can notice that this arc or semicircle is tangent at this point and at this point, and it's passing through the center axis over here. So I'm going to select this point, and I'm going to select this point, and then, make it. So I'm going to arrange, I'm going to try and, align this circle so that it's tangent to that point at the top, on the green point over here. So now it's tangent, and then I'm going to click it once more so that it makes the circles. I'm going to press escape, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the rest of this, the stuff that we don't need. We don't need this, and then I'm going to select the rest of it, and just press delete. So where is that? So you notice that I did not add the radius to this arc, is because it's fully constrained to these two circles, these 2 points. So we don't need a radius to define a radius for this. If we do define a radius, it's gonna make it over constrained, and it's gonna give us an error warning. See, like this. So you can see that this radius is 31, and it's conflicting with other dimensions and constraints. Although it is 31, but if we where did it go? 31. Although it is 31, but since it's conflicting with other dimensions and constraints, so we don't really need it. And obviously it's not going to move, it's not going to go anywhere because it's fully constrained. Now, so you can see that we've got one half of the part ready. I'm going to select all of this, and then I'm going to use the mirror command and then select the center axis, center line that we made in the start of the video to mirror it on the other side as well. So you can see that the part is ready. There's a lot of clutter on the screen, so I'm gonna go over here, press uncheck the dimensions display and the constraints display to get rid of all the dimensions, to hide all the dimensions and constraints so that it is clear for us to see. I can delete these as well. Sorry, and this, so that it's only the part that we're seeing. Perfect. So now you can see, so this is how you basically make a part similar to this one. Yeah, so that is another video for 2D sketching in Creo Parametric. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, consider liking this video and checking out the other videos in this series as well, where I'm going to be making a 2D drawing pretty much every day. I'll be releasing a video every day, and then I think they're all going to be in the same playlist as well. So if you want to have a practice, consider checking out the other videos as well in the series, and then consider subscribing. It's just gonna help me out as well. Yeah, so that's all for today, and I will be linking this technical drawing in the description, so it's gonna give you a link for Google Drive, so you can go to the Google Drive, download it, and then you can practice it on your own as well. Okay, thank you for your time, and that's all from Charles Cup Engineering, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.